My child, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal is not an accident. You didn't click on this message randomly. Something has been moving in the invisible world around you, something tied to your name, your destiny, and your future. And today, a shift has begun, a divine shift that uses the most unexpected person on earth as a carrier of your blessing. You may wonder why the name Elon Musk has suddenly appeared in front of you with such force, with such urgency, with such a spiritual pull that you can't ignore. But hear me clearly, when God chooses someone to deliver a blessing, He does not always choose the people you expect. Sometimes He uses the bold, the unconventional, the world shakers, the innovators, the ones who carry influence that reaches beyond borders. And today, something about His name is connected to a massive breakthrough that is coming toward you. Before you doubt, pause for a moment. Think of how many years you've prayed for a financial turning point. Think of how many nights you've looked up at God and whispered, "When will it be my turn?" And even though you were tired, even though you were exhausted, you never stopped believing. Maybe your faith trembled, maybe your strength ran thin, but deep inside you never let go. Heaven noticed that. Heaven recorded that. And today, the spiritual realm is moving in ways you cannot yet see. My child, there is a reason this message found you exactly now. There is a reason you felt that pull inside your spirit to open this. Something large, something unbelievable, something life-changing has been released into your timeline. The message is not about a billionaire. The message is about divine orchestration. When God decides to bless someone, He does not limit the channel. He does not restrict the vessel. He can use anyone on earth, even those who don't know your name, to release something you've been waiting for. Right now, in the heavenly records, there is a note written beside your name: a major transfer has been initiated. Not just a small blessing, not just a subtle shift, but a massive, unimaginable, sudden acceleration. And whether you realize it or not, the moment you clicked on this message, that spiritual transaction became active. Something started moving in your favor. Something that was stuck for years just began to loosen. Something that was blocked has just begun to open. You may have felt lately like you're standing at the edge of a breakthrough, but something keeps delaying it. You've sensed that the blessing is close, but every time you reach for it, life pulls it away. That is because you were fighting forces you could not see. Forces of delay, forces of confusion, forces that wanted to keep you in the same cycle. But today, those forces are breaking apart. Because when heaven releases a financial elevation this big, no darkness can stand against it. My child, listen carefully. In the spirit, I see a long rope tied around your finances, tied around your destiny, tied around the opportunities meant for you. And for years, the enemy has been pulling that rope tighter and tighter until you could barely breathe financially. But suddenly, that rope has been cut. The hold is broken. The restriction is gone. And the moment it snapped, a release happened that you can feel in your spirit even now, a sense that something heavy has lifted, something is changing, something is coming. But here is the mystery: the blessing is not coming from a familiar source. It is coming from a powerful direction, a surprising direction, a direction that will make you say, "God, how is this even possible?" Because that's exactly what God is about to do, something that makes no sense logically but makes perfect sense spiritually. The name appearing before you is only a sign of the size of the blessing that's being assigned to you. 1,000,000,000 is not a number you chase. It is a number that heaven assigns when the shift is greater than your current reality. It is a symbol of overflow. A symbol of destiny. A symbol of God saying, "I am taking you from where you are to where you were always meant to be." My child, what if I told you that your financial story is about to change forever? What if I told you that the dry season is ending? That the struggle is losing its grip? That the doors you've been knocking on silently for years are finally unlocking? I want you to feel the truth of this in your spirit. Not with anxiety, not with confusion, but with peace. Because a divine movement never brings panic. It brings certainty. It brings a calm you can't explain. You have been chosen for a turnaround. You have been marked for elevation. And right now, heaven is aligning something enormous with your name on it. My child, feel this truth rising inside you as these words reach your spirit. Something is shifting around you even now. You can sense a strange warmth, a pull, a stirring, almost like the atmosphere around your life is changing. And it is. Because when a major blessing is on its way, the spiritual realm becomes active. Angels begin to move. Paths begin to rearrange. People who were never thinking about you suddenly become part of God's plan to elevate you. And right now, you are standing at the edge of a transition so powerful that even the enemy can't predict it. There is a reason your spirit feels different today. It's because heaven is preparing you for a financial and spiritual release that is larger than anything you've ever touched before. You may not see it physically yet, but your spirit can sense that something is coming. That's why you've been feeling uneasy, restless, expectant. That's why you've been feeling like something big is about to happen. Your soul recognizes the blessing before your eyes do. My child, what you're experiencing is the shift that happens when a wealth transfer begins in the unseen realm. Your name has been placed in a divine sequence, a supernatural list that contains the names of those who are about to rise. Not rise a little, rise massively. And when heaven marks a person for abundance, the earth begins to respond in unusual ways. People you never met become carriers of blessings you never expected. Opportunities you didn't apply for begin to find you. Doors you thought were sealed begin to open without you even touching them. You are entering that kind of moment. And the sign of this moment is strange but powerful, the sudden appearance of a name connected to wealth, influence, and open doors. A name that represents impossible breakthroughs becoming possible. A name heaven used as a symbol to show you the size of the shift coming your way. My child, the spiritual realm does not operate with small hints. When heaven wants to get your attention, it uses big signs, bold signs, signs that shake you awake. And that is why you are hearing this message today, because something extraordinary has been initiated with your name tied to it. In the spirit, I see a sealed envelope being opened. For years, that envelope was kept hidden. Inside it was a divine appointment, a moment of elevation, an unexpected breakthrough. And now the seal is broken. Inside it is written, the time has come. Release the blessing. Your life has a timeline, my child, and this moment is written as a turning point, the moment everything begins to shift. You have cried enough. You have struggled enough. You have waited long enough. The season of being overlooked is ending. The season of being blocked is breaking. The season of financial dryness is closing. A new chapter is unfolding where your name is connected to abundance, provision, and unexpected breakthroughs. But listen closely. Blessings of this size do not arrive quietly. They come with shaking. They come with sudden movement. They come with signs that you can't ignore. And one of those signs is this message, appearing at the exact moment when your spirit was most tired but most ready. It came when you felt you had nothing left to give. It came when you were silently asking God, when will something finally change for me? And heaven answered through this divine moment. My child, there is a supernatural urgency around your name right now. It is not fear, it is activation. Activation of blessings that were delayed. Activation of opportunities that were blocked. Activation of connections that were frozen. And in the center of this activation is a massive financial release, a symbol of abundance so large that you will look back at this moment and say, "This was the day my life shifted." In the spiritual realm, I see angels standing around a gate. This gate was locked for years. But a command has just been issued. The command says, "Open the gate for the chosen one." And you, my child, are the chosen one. The gate is opening because the command came from the one who holds all authority. Nothing can stop what has been released. Not fear. Not doubt. Not the enemy. Not your past. Not your mistakes. Not your circumstances. When heaven says, "It is time," nothing on earth can say, "No." This moment carries a divine weight. And the name that appeared, that unexpected symbol of wealth and abundance, is only the beginning. It is a sign that your financial story is being rewritten. That the spirit of limitation is being broken. That the overflow assigned to you is finally being released. Your spirit is awakening. Your destiny is aligning. Your breakthrough is moving toward you faster than you realize. My child, something unusual is happening around your destiny right now. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but your spirit can feel the tremble of change. It's like the atmosphere around you is vibrating, shifting, rearranging itself. This is not imagination. This is a sign that something great is approaching your life. Something that your heart has prayed for but your mind could never fully understand. Every major blessing announces itself in the spirit before it arrives in the natural. And right now, heaven is announcing your elevation. There is a spiritual whisper telling you, "Stay alert. Something is coming." That whisper is not your thoughts, it is divine guidance leading you into the next chapter of your story. My child, listen to this. When God prepares to bless a person, He begins to stir the hearts of people connected to their breakthrough, even people who don't know them personally. Even people who live far away. Even people with immense influence. Even those you would never imagine being part of your journey. Because heaven doesn't need proximity to move. Heaven doesn't need logic to act. Heaven simply chooses a vessel and uses them as a channel. The appearance of a powerful name is not random. It carries a prophetic signal. It represents a sudden release, an overwhelming blessing, a supernatural financial turnaround. You may ask, why someone like that? Why a billionaire? Why now? Because heaven wants you to understand the size of what is coming. Heaven wants you to see that your breakthrough is not small, not ordinary, not average, but extraordinary, overwhelming, life-changing. In the unseen realm, I see a large vault. For a long time, this vault remained closed. Inside it were opportunities, blessings, financial favor, open doors, and divine connections meant for you. But the vault was not unlocked until now. A hand from heaven has just turned the key. The lock clicked. The door swung open. And the release began. What was stored up for you is now flowing toward you. Not gradually, but suddenly. You have entered a moment of sudden blessings. Sudden favor. Sudden breakthroughs. Sudden financial release. Sudden divine connections. My child, this is the kind of moment when life shifts in ways you didn't expect. When people who never supported you suddenly become instruments of your elevation. When opportunities you didn't chase begin to chase you. When blessings you didn't look for begin to find you. When resources you never imagined begin to align themselves with your journey. All because your name has been placed in a divine system of wealth transfer. Yes, wealth transfer. This is something spiritually significant, a moment when heaven takes from one realm and releases into another. A moment when financial breakthroughs are assigned to specific people at specific times. A moment when years of prayer suddenly collide with divine timing. And my child, you are in that moment right now. You may feel unprepared for what's coming, but heaven has prepared you secretly. Every struggle, every trial, every disappointment was shaping you. Every closed door was redirecting you. Every delay was protecting you. Every setback was training you. The pain did not come to destroy you, it came to prepare you for the scale of blessing God is now releasing. Your spiritual sensitivity has increased recently. You felt things before they happened. You've sensed movement in your life without knowing why. You felt like something big is coming, even when you couldn't explain it. That is because your spirit was picking up the signals of this moment long before your mind knew what was unfolding. My child, there is a divine alignment happening. You have entered the season where heaven begins to favor you openly. A season where your name is whispered in rooms you've never stepped into. A season where blessings begin to arrive from unexpected places. A season where divine helpers begin to appear without warning. A season where grace overrides struggle and favor overrides delay. And the name that appeared before you, it is not a coincidence. It is a sign that heaven is using unusual routes to bless you. A sign that your financial elevation will come in ways that shock you, surprise you, overwhelm you. A sign that the spiritual realm is orchestrating something far greater than your imagination. Right now, angels are moving around your financial destiny. I see one angel pouring out a stream of golden light over your life, a symbol of divine wealth. I see another breaking the chains that kept your income restricted. I see another writing your name in the book of release. This is not fantasy. This is spiritual reality. Your financial story is being rewritten. Your timeline is being upgraded. Your destiny is being elevated. My child, heaven is saying, prepare yourself. What is coming is bigger than you think. My child, there is something I need you to understand as the spiritual path ahead of you unfolds. Blessings do not always arrive in the packages we expect. Sometimes they approach you disguised in strange signals, unusual signs, or unexpected names that carry prophetic weight. When heaven wants to deliver something massive, the signs become louder, bolder, and impossible to ignore. That is why this moment feels different. That is why this message pulled your spirit so strongly. Something is aligning for you, and it's bigger than your fears, bigger than your past, and bigger than anything you ever imagined for yourself. For so long, you carried the burden of lack, the weight of financial stress, the heaviness of surviving rather than thriving. You've had moments where you pretended to be strong, where you smiled through inner pain, where you pushed forward even when you felt empty inside. Heaven saw that. Heaven counted every tear, every silent prayer, every moment of exhaustion. You never gave up even when life pushed you to your limits. That resilience became a seed planted in the spirit. And now the harvest of that seed is beginning to rise. You may not realize it, but you have stepped into a supernatural moment where heaven is multiplying the seeds of patience you planted with your suffering. Every struggle you survived has created an opening for your blessing. Every heartbreak carved space for something greater. Every setback was like a divine rearrangement preparing you for what is coming now. And my child, what is coming is not small. It is not minor. It is not ordinary. It is something that carries the weight of divine intention. In the spiritual realm, I see a large scroll being rolled open. This scroll was sealed for years, waiting for the right moment. Angels guarded it. Time protected it. And today, that sealed scroll has been opened. Your name is written at the top of it. And underneath your name, I see a list of blessings that were delayed, not denied. These blessings were waiting for you to reach the right spiritual alignment. They were waiting for the exact second when heaven said, "Now is the time." This is that time. You are entering a divine reversal. A reversal of loss into gain. A reversal of tears into joy. A reversal of struggle into elevation. A reversal of emptiness into overflow. A reversal of closed doors into open gates. My child, the spiritual energy around your name is glowing brighter than I've seen in a long time. It is like your entire destiny has been lit up. Angels are not walking. They are running toward your timeline. It's a moment where heaven rushes to your side because your breakthrough has reached maturity. There is no more delay. There is no more blockage. There is no more resistance that can hold you back. I want you to imagine something, a golden river flowing toward you. This river has been blocked for years. Every time it tried to reach you, the enemy placed a stone, a barrier, a restriction. But today, a giant hand from heaven pushed all those stones aside. The river is finally flowing freely. And everything that was meant for you is moving with it: blessings, opportunities, finances, favor, connections, open doors, protection, elevation. And the name that appeared before you, the signal that caught your attention, is simply a representation of the size of the river. Heaven wants you to understand that what is coming is abundant, overflowing, life-changing. So big that it needed a symbol strong enough to match its magnitude. My child, you may feel unworthy of such abundance. You may ask, why me? But heaven responds, why not you? Do you not remember the battles you survived? The storms you walked through? The nights you cried alone? The years you held on to faith even when it felt like nothing was changing? This blessing is not a reward for perfection, it is a recognition of endurance. It is a divine response to your perseverance. In the spirit, I see a massive gate unlocking. This gate was guarded heavily, not because heaven wanted to keep blessings from you, but because heaven wanted to protect what was inside until the right moment. And now that moment has arrived. As the gate opens, a bright light pours out, a light that represents financial elevation, spiritual empowerment, and unimaginable favor. This is the kind of blessing that does not come quietly. It comes with a roar. It comes with a shift. It comes with a supernatural stamp that says, this was destined. My child, heaven is not using ordinary signs for you. Heaven is using extraordinary signals to tell you that the blessing assigned to you is beyond ordinary. It is divine. It is purposeful. It is massive. And this is only the unfolding beginning. My child, take a deep breath and feel the shift happening around you even as these words reach your heart. You are not reading this by accident. This is not a coincidence. This moment is spiritually timed, divinely arranged, and heaven orchestrated. There's a movement taking place around your destiny that you haven't seen with your eyes, but your spirit has felt it. That subtle stirring inside you, that soft pull, that awakened sense of expectation, none of it is random. It is the spiritual world signaling that something powerful is on the way. I want you to understand this clearly. Heaven does not release major blessings without first awakening the soul of the chosen one. Destiny always knocks in the spirit before it appears in the physical. And right now, destiny is knocking on your door louder than ever before. You have stepped into a moment where the spiritual winds are blowing in your favor. Something ancient, something promised, something long delayed is finally being pushed toward you. My child, I can see in the spirit an enormous bridge stretching out in front of you. For years, this bridge was invisible. You didn't know how to cross from struggle to stability, from lack to abundance, from pain to purpose. You didn't know how to get from where you are to where you were meant to be. But suddenly, the bridge is revealed. Suddenly, the path is clear. Suddenly, heaven has set the route for your elevation. You are crossing that bridge now. Step by step, moment by moment, word by word. And the sign that appeared before you is not meant to be taken literally. It is meant to awaken your faith. It is meant to show you the size of what heaven is preparing. When a symbol of massive abundance appears in front of a chosen soul, it means heaven wants them to prepare for overflow, not just survival. Heaven wants them to prepare for increase, not just healing. Heaven wants them to prepare for elevation, not just escape. My child, hear me. Your days of barely getting by are ending. In the spirit, I see a long chain wrapped around your financial life. Each link of this chain represents something that held you back: fear, doubt, past trauma, generational struggle, unexpected burdens, sudden losses, emotional wounds, lack of support, constant setbacks. But today, I see an angel descending with a flaming sword. He strikes the chain. It snaps instantly. The weight falls. The chain shatters. And for the first time in a long time, your financial destiny is free. Free to rise. Free to expand. Free to multiply. Free to breathe. You may wonder why now, why this moment, why after so many years of waiting something finally begins to move. My child, heaven has a divine clock. Everything in your life is timed. Nothing is late. Nothing is early. Everything is positioned according to spiritual timing. And this moment is the unlocking of a long-awaited season. You are entering what Scripture calls appointed time. A divine moment. A destiny window. A spiritual shift where heaven says, now the blessings must be released. My child, I see something else in the spirit, a table being prepared for you. This is not an ordinary table. This is a table of restoration. A table of recompense. A table of divine repayment. Everything you lost, time, opportunities, relationships, finances, peace, heaven is preparing to restore it. Not piece by piece, but in overflowing measure. And the fact that your spirit was drawn to this message means your name has been called in the spiritual realm for elevation. Heaven is placing you before a divine setup. Your life is not about to change slowly, it is about to change suddenly. Suddenly, the doors that refuse to open will swing wide. Suddenly, the help you never received will begin to appear out of nowhere. Suddenly, people who never noticed your struggle will be moved to support your rise. Suddenly, opportunities you didn't even look for will come knocking at your door. Suddenly, the spiritual heaviness you carried for years will lift from your shoulders. Suddenly, the overflow that was locked away will be released into your atmosphere. My child, heaven is not preparing you for a small blessing. Heaven is preparing you for a divine upgrade. Something enormous is aligning with your destiny. And the symbol you saw, that bold, unexpected signal, is simply heaven's way of telling you to prepare for abundance on a scale you have never experienced before. You are stepping into a moment where spiritual forces are rearranging your surroundings. The right people are being positioned. The right paths are being cleared. The right doors are being unlocked. The right blessings are being directed toward you. Heaven is moving things behind the scenes faster than you can comprehend. This is not wishful thinking. This is not coincidence. This is not fantasy. This is divine timing. This is spiritual activation. This is destiny unfolding. And my child, the spiritual world is whispering a powerful truth: you are next. My child, as this divine moment unfolds, I want you to pay attention to the feeling rising inside your chest. That warmth, that quiet energy, that sudden sense of anticipation, this is not just emotion. This is spiritual confirmation. Your soul recognizes what your eyes cannot yet see. It knows that something life-changing is being prepared for you. It knows that heaven has shifted in your direction. It knows that your destiny has just stepped into a higher realm. For a long time, you have lived in seasons where everything felt stuck. You tried to move forward, but something held you in place. You tried to rise, but invisible weights pulled you down. You tried to start again, but life kept hitting the same wound. You felt like you were walking in circles, praying for a breakthrough that always seemed just out of reach. My child, all those years, all those tears, all that waiting, none of it was wasted. Heaven was aligning everything in secret. The delay was protection. The waiting was preparation. The silence was shaping you into someone who could carry the blessing that is now on its way. In the spiritual realm, I see a large door that was bolted shut. For years, this door refused to open. Behind it were blessings, financial breakthroughs, opportunities, divine connections, and elevation with your name attached. Every time you prayed, every time you cried out, every time you whispered, "God, please help me," the door shook slightly. But the time had not come yet. Now, I see the door shaking again, but this time, it's different. This time, the bolts are snapping off. This time, the hinges are breaking. This time, the door is opening wide because a divine command has been spoken. That command says, release everything that belongs to them. My child, heaven is not just giving you a blessing. Heaven is releasing everything that was held back from you. Blessings that were delayed. Opportunities that were stolen. Finances that were blocked. Elevation that was stopped. Peace that was interrupted. Joy that was robbed. Stability that was denied. Everything is being restored. Everything is being returned. Everything is being released. You may not understand why the symbol of wealth appeared before you so boldly, so suddenly, so unexpectedly. But listen closely. When heaven uses a name connected to abundance, it is because heaven wants you to expect abundant blessings, not average ones. Heaven wants you to prepare for a blessing that shakes your reality, shifts your atmosphere, and rewrites your life story. In the spirit, I see an angel standing beside a glowing chest. This chest carries the financial release assigned to your life. The angel opens the chest, and a radiant light pours out, so bright that it illuminates your entire path. That light represents divine provision, divine support, divine overflow, divine miracles, divine turnaround. And the moment that chest was opened, the flow toward your life began. I hear heaven whispering, it will happen faster than they expect. It will arrive from directions they never saw coming. It will bless them in ways they thought were impossible. My child, heaven is not preparing you for a small shift. Heaven is preparing you for a supernatural leap. A leap where your life goes from surviving to thriving. From holding on to rising high. From waiting to receiving. From praying for change to walking in abundance. There is something else heaven is showing me. I see a set of keys being handed to you. These are not physical keys. These are spiritual keys, keys to access doors that you once thought were permanently closed. Keys to unlock opportunities you were never allowed near. Keys to enter spaces you once believed were too far from your reach. The moment you receive these keys, your spiritual authority increases. You begin to step into rooms where destiny is shaped. You begin to attract blessings without chasing them. You begin to carry a presence that makes doors open automatically when you approach. Heaven is upgrading your identity. For years, the enemy tried to convince you that you were small, forgotten, unworthy, unseen. But heaven is declaring the complete opposite. Heaven is saying you are chosen. You are marked. You are protected. You are favored. You are rising. You are stepping into a realm of abundance meant specifically for you. And the way heaven announced this shift. Through a dramatic, unexpected, impossible sign, shows that the blessing coming your way is not just financial. It is emotional. It is spiritual. It is mental. It is relational. It is life-changing. My child, you are entering a season where everything begins to make sense. The pain you went through, the people you lost, the struggles you endured, the nights you cried, they were all leading you to this moment. A moment where heaven says, now it's your turn. Your turn to rise. Your turn to receive. Your turn to walk in abundance. Your turn to experience the overflow you've prayed for. Your turn to shine. And nothing, not fear, not shame, not doubt, not the enemy, can stop what heaven has set in motion for you. My child, as this divine revelation continues to unfold, I want you to pay attention to something extremely important, the way your heart is reacting right now. There is a softness rising inside you, a quiet calm mixing with excitement, a strange peace blending with anticipation. This feeling is spiritual. It is heaven confirming that you are stepping into a life-changing moment. Your spirit knows it before your mind understands it. For years, you carried wounds that no one knew about. You battled silently. You struggled alone. You kept walking even when your heart was tired. You survived seasons that were meant to break you. You overcame storms that were designed to drown you. You stood up again and again when life kept knocking you down. And now, all of heaven is preparing to reward your endurance. Your silent strength was not ignored. Your quiet prayers were not unnoticed. Every time you whispered, God, please don't forget me, heaven wrote that moment in your book of destiny. And today, that book is being opened. My child, I see something powerful in the spiritual realm. I see a massive glass ceiling above you. The kind that has kept you stuck at the same level for years. You could see better things. You could dream about bigger things. But something always kept you just below breakthrough. You tried to rise, and life pushed you back down. You tried to elevate yourself, and situations blocked your progress. That glass ceiling wasn't made of glass, it was made of spiritual resistance. But now I see a great force from heaven smashing that ceiling. It is breaking into pieces. Shards are falling away. And for the first time, sunlight, spiritual sunlight, is pouring directly onto your life. This is the moment when heaven says, they cannot be held down any longer. Your destiny is no longer restricted. Your finances are no longer suffocated. Your opportunities are no longer blocked. Your spirit is no longer caged. My child, you are rising. Even if you don't feel ready, heaven is ready. Even if you don't feel worthy, heaven has already chosen you. Even if your past tried to convince you that nothing good happens for you, heaven is proving that lie wrong. Something else is unfolding. I see a spiritual ledger, a heavenly record book, where every loss you experienced has been written down. Every financial setback, every missed opportunity, every betrayal, every disappointment, every rejection. Heaven has kept track of all of it. And now, I see angels being instructed to rewrite that ledger with a different word, repaid. Heaven is preparing to repay you for everything that hurt you. Everything that drained you. Everything that delayed you. Everything that cost you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. You are entering a season of divine repayment. Not equal repayment, but multiplied repayment. Heaven does not restore what you lost, heaven increases it. That is why the sign that appeared before you was so extreme, so massive, so unexpected. Heaven wanted you to understand the size of the blessing being prepared for your life. Heaven wanted you to see that the financial elevation coming toward you is not small. It is overflowing. It is abundant. It is supernatural. My child, in the Spirit, I see your name written in bright gold letters. Around it, I see angels carrying scrolls, keys, coins, documents, and treasures that are all connected to your destiny. One angel places a crown on your head. Not a crown of royalty, but a crown of restoration. A crown that symbolizes the honor you are about to receive after years of being overlooked. Another angel unwraps chains from your feet, chains that kept you stuck in the same cycles, dealing with the same problems, repeating the same struggles. Those chains are gone now. You are stepping into a level of freedom that will feel unreal at first. Freedom from financial anxiety. Freedom from emotional heaviness. Freedom from spiritual warfare. Freedom from cycles of failure. Freedom from generational patterns. Heaven is removing everything that held you down, because the elevation assigned to you requires a free spirit, a healed heart, and a renewed mind. My child, something else is happening. I see a door glowing with intense light. This door has multiple locks on it, locks representing delay, fear, poverty, confusion, and past mistakes. For years, no matter how much you prayed, this door stayed shut. But now I see a divine hand inserting a spiritual key and turning it. One lock breaks. Another clicks open. Another falls to the ground. And finally, the last lock snaps, and the door swings wide open. Behind that door is your breakthrough. Behind that door is your financial upgrade. Behind that door is the blessing that was always meant to find you. Behind that door is the moment your life begins to glow again. Behind that door is your divine timing. And heaven is saying loudly, step through. This is your moment. You are being guided into a realm you've never experienced before. A realm of favor. A realm of abundance. A realm of supernatural blessings. A realm where heaven and earth begin to agree on your elevation. And my child, this is just the unfolding beginning of what heaven has written for you. My child, as we move deeper into the revelation heaven is unfolding for you, I want you to pay close attention to something happening inside you right now. There is a quiet stirring, a subtle awakening, a soft rise of faith that you can't explain. This is not random. This is not your imagination. This is your spirit aligning with the blessing that is coming your way. You are not just hearing these words, you are receiving them. Because something in your soul already knows, this moment is meant for you. For too long, life tried to convince you that breakthroughs happen for others but not for you. You watched people rise while you stayed stuck. You watched people receive blessings while you carried burdens. You watched people move forward while you held on to survival. But heaven is telling you today, your turn has arrived. The shift you have been waiting for is no longer distant, it is here. My child, I see in the spirit a long hallway filled with closed doors. Each door represents a blessing, a miracle, an opportunity, a new chapter that was meant for you. But for years, every time you approached these doors, they stayed shut. Not because you didn't deserve them, but because the timing wasn't ready. Now something extraordinary is happening in that hallway. The doors are not just opening, they are flying open. One after another. Rapidly. Powerfully. Unexpectedly. You are stepping into a season where doors open before you even reach them. This is a supernatural acceleration. Acceleration of your finances. Acceleration of your breakthrough. Acceleration of your destiny. Acceleration of your purpose. Heaven is making up for lost time. The years you thought were wasted are about to be restored in multiplied form. Heaven is giving you speed, momentum, elevation, and advantage. You will move faster in the coming months than you moved in the last several years combined. I see angels rushing, arranging, gathering, preparing. Heaven is not moving slowly for you. Heaven is moving with urgency, divine urgency. Because something massive is on its way, and heaven wants every detail to be perfect. This isn't an ordinary blessing. This is a destiny-altering release. This is the kind of blessing that takes a person from where they are and lifts them into a completely different realm. My child, do you know why the symbol of immense wealth appeared before you? Because heaven needed you to raise your expectations. Your prayers have been humble. Your requests have been small. Your dreams have been limited by the weight of your struggles. But heaven is saying, ask for more. Expect more. Prepare for more. The blessing coming toward you is not average. It is not simple. It is not small. It is something that carries the magnitude of divine intention. In the spirit, I see a scroll being carried by an angel. The scroll is glowing with radiant light. When the angel unrolls it, I see your name written in shimmering gold. Underneath your name are 3 words written in heavenly handwriting: financial elevation authorized. These words are not metaphorical. They are spiritual truth. Heaven has given permission for your finances to rise. That which was buried is being resurrected. That which was blocked is being released. That which was delayed is being accelerated. There is a spiritually significant moment happening right now. I see a river of golden light flowing toward you. This is not physical gold. This is divine provision. This is heavenly supply. This is supernatural abundance. Everything that was meant for you is flowing in your direction. Fast, strong, unstoppable. And my child, something else is being revealed to me. I see 2 angels standing beside you. One is carrying a sword, cutting away every spiritual rope that tied your destiny to struggle. The other is carrying a basket overflowing with blessings. Each blessing in that basket is something you prayed for, cried for, hoped for, or even forgot you asked for. Heaven never forgot. Heaven recorded it all. And now heaven is releasing it all. Your life is entering a phase of divine release. Release of joy. Release of financial freedom. Release of emotional restoration. Release of opportunities you thought you lost. Release of blessings that were stuck in the spiritual realm. My child, I need you to hear this clearly. You are stepping into a season where you will not chase blessings, blessings will chase you. You will not knock on doors, doors will open when you approach. You will not beg for opportunities. Opportunities will seek your presence. You will not struggle for provision, provision will flow toward you effortlessly. This is divine favor. This is heavenly intervention. This is destiny alignment. This is spiritual elevation. And heaven is choosing this moment, right now, to reveal this truth to you because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your name has been spoken in the realm of abundance. Your life has been marked for a sudden shift. Your destiny has been activated for overflow.